Hi everyone, in this video I will show you how you can use your webcam within a Google Colab session to take a picture. Because a Google Colab session runs in the cloud, it cannot directly access the hardware on your local computer. However, since Google Colab is being accessed through a web browser, we can use JavaScript within our Google Colab session to access our camera on our local computer. Using a JavaScript function, we can access the browser API that lets web pages access your camera. Please note that I am using Google Chrome for my web browser. Let us review the modules that we'll use. From ipython.display, I am going to use the display and JavaScript functions. From Google Colab.output, I am going to use the eval_js function. I am also going to use the base64 module, IO module, and the image module from Pillow. Let us review the JavaScript code that will allow us to access our local web camera. Please note, I do not program with JavaScript, so I utilize ChatGPT to help me write the JavaScript code block. I am saving the JavaScript code into a Python string named JS. For the JavaScript code, an asynchronous function takePhoto is defined. The function needs to be asynchronous because it needs to handle multiple tasks, such as accessing the web camera while waiting for the user to take a photo. Next, I am going to create a video element to display the web camera stream and a button element that we will press to take a photo. Using Append Child, we will add the video stream and the button to the web page inside our Google Colab session. For our stream, we will call on navigator.mediadevices.getUserMedia, which requests access to the user's webcam from the browser. We will assign the video element to our stream variable. Using awaitVideo.play, we'll start broadcasting the video from our web camera, and we will set another await keyword which will only take a photo once the button is clicked. We will create a canvas element which will display the video stream from the webcam. Finally, after the user clicks the button and the photo is taken, the stream is stopped and the video and buttons are removed. The function finishes by returning the canvas image in a base64 encoded JPEG. In order to execute the JavaScript code, we can use the evaluate_js function from the IPython module. For the code block below, we will create a function take_photo, which will execute the JavaScript code, allow us to take a photo with our local webcam, and will save the image into our content directory. I need to start first by defining our Python function with def. I am going to name it take_photo. And I am going to set two parameters, image name and image type. Image name will create the name of the image file. By default, I'll set it as captured image, and for the image type, it will be the kind of image file this will be. This can either be a JPEG or a PNG file. By default, I'll set it as a JPEG. Next, I am going to build in error handling. I am going to check that the image type either has a .jpeg or a .png extension. From IPython, we need to use the JavaScript object and wrap it around our JS string. This creates a JavaScript object that we can execute within the notebook. On the outside, we use the display function from IPython to run the JavaScript inside the browser. I am going to call on the eval_js function for our JavaScript takePhoto function, and this will call the JavaScript function from Python. The takePhoto function will create a string. The first part of the string tells us that the data is an image, and then the second part of the string gives us the image in base64 encoded string. I am going to split the data string, and I am going to retrieve only the base64 encoded string, and I am going to convert that into binary data for our image data. I will now call on the Pillow module to read our binary data into a Pillow image object. I am going to use fstring formatting to format the file name, and I will use the save function from the Pillow object to save the image. And this will print out that the image is saved as the file name. Finally, I am going to return the Pillow image object. I'm going to call a variable image for our takePhoto function, and I am also going to display the image after it is created. Please note, when you run the function, initially you will get an error. Google Colab will bring up a prompt that says this cell is requesting browser permissions. You need to press the accept button in order for Google Colab to be able to access your web camera. After you accept, rerun the cell. As we could see from the video on the screen, Google Colab is able to access the web camera. To take a photo, I need to press the capture image button. We get a print statement that says captured_image.jpg is saved, and if you want to access it or download the photo, you can go into your content directory folder, which is the little file icon. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope that this video was helpful. If you found the video helpful, feel free to like and subscribe. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn, X, GitHub, Medium, and Odyssey. I also have a podcast called The Aspiring STEM Geek, which you can check out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audible, and iHeartRadio. Thanks again for watching and happy coding.